rose quartz, used in jewelry for thousands of years. It's well known for its calming effects, its self-love, its healing effects. I wanted to know if we could take rose quartz and turn it into a potion. And you know what? I did that. Now, for those of you that are not familiar with my channel, you might think that I went and grabbed my old mortar and pestle and started grinding away, making that rose quartz into tiny, tiny dust and adding it to a potion. I didn't do that. We don't do that here in this laboratory. We use high-tech science to change solids into liquids. Every mineral is made up of tiny building blocks. It's just that so many of them get jammed together that they look like they're solid. But you know what? Really not solid. But anyway, what I'm going to do is I'm going to shave off minuscule amounts of this mineral that's so tiny that we're going to be able to suspend this mineral in liquid form. To do that, I'm going to use a laser. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this little piece of rose quartz. I'm going to grab my special apparatus for my laser. This is a 250 milliliter beaker, which we're going to fill with distilled water. I'm going to put this in here, inside the beaker like that. Well, I'll show you a picture of it, close-up picture of it with water in it. And then we're going to put this in an infrared fiber laser to burn off some of the material on here and get it into a potion form. This is an infrared laser, and I'm using it to shave off tiny particles off of the surface of this rose quartz. We're creating what's called nanoparticles. Nanoparticles are between 5 and 100 nanometers in size, and they are clumps, tiny, tiny clumps of the material that you're pulling off. And in this case, we're pulling off rose quartz material. Now, the process wasn't fast. It took about 100 minutes in order to get about 250 milliliters of this mystical fluid in liquid form. But still, we managed to do it. And if you wanted to see what's inside this liquid, I can show you. I got what we call a video laser in my microscope, and what that does is it shoots a laser beam through the liquid and will illuminate all of the suspended particles that are in here. Well, let's take a look at that. As you can see from the illumination, we're lighting up the tiny particles of rose quartz that are floating in here, so small. So where does the mystical quality of our potion come from? Rose quartz is mostly silica, 97%. It's got a little titanium, a little manganese, and a little iron in there. And there's nothing mystical about any of those things. However, it also contains the thing that creates the light pink color, and that's these nanofibers that are woven, intertwined with the silica lattice. Now, silica is an amplifier. It amplifies energy. So we have this subtle energy wrapped around the silica, and the silica is amplifying that energy. And I believe that's how these pendants work. They radiate this energy outward, as subtle as it is, because the energy of the silica amplifies them. So now when we turn this into a nano potion, same thing should happen. We should get little nano-sized things of these very tiny pieces of mystery stuff. And the silica that's in the liquid will also amplify the effects in the body. At least that's the idea of it. So what's left to do with this? Well, the only obvious thing left to do with this is to drink it. Yeah, we went through all the trouble of making it, right? We need to drink our potion. Oh, put a little in here, a little from there. Down the hatch it goes. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Tom, Alchemy Wizard. I'll talk to all of you later.